right, let's start with the jargon of creative thinking. Whenever you hear the following terms, creative thinking, innovative thinking, lateral thinking, or out-of-the-box thinking, please remember that all of these terms represent the same concept. Okay, let's straight away do an exercise, the 9 dots exercise. Here are the 9 dots for you. And here's what you need to do. You need to touch all the 9 dots with exactly 4 lines without lifting the pen or pencil or whatever you choose. For example, let's say this is how we want to touch the dots. Here's the first line, the second line, the third line, and the fourth line. We have drawn 4 lines, but 1 dot has been left out, so it is not valid. You need to touch all the dots, but with only 4 lines. Now, take a piece of paper and try to solve this by spending 5 or 10 minutes of your time. Remember, surfing the internet to find solution for this problem is not allowed. You may pause the video here to do this exercise and resume this video after you are done. If you have done this exercise right all by yourself, great, keep it up. If not, just think about why we could not crack it. What do you think are the reasons? Well, we were unable to solve it because of our box thinking. So what is this box thinking? Here's what the box thinking is. We usually think and try to solve problems based on our assumptions, beliefs, convictions, experiences, and preferences. So, our assumptions, beliefs, convictions, experiences, and preferences condition our mind to think in a particular way, isn't it? For example, for the 9 dots problem, we assumed that we need to stick to the square area where the 9 dots are present. We assumed that we cannot draw a line that extends that square area. Here, the assumptions played their part in our thinking. So, the box is nothing but our current state of knowledge and intelligence that is conditioned by all these factors. And what we need is out-of-the-box thinking to be creative. How do we develop out-of-the-box thinking? We can develop out-of-the-box thinking in 2 ways: by tuning our mind and by applying creative thinking techniques. Why mind tuning? Just like we tune the radio to receive the signals of an FM channel, we need to tune our mind to receive the signals of creative thinking. And why do we need to apply techniques? When we apply creative thinking techniques, they trigger new thoughts that help us go out of our box thinking, which means they help us think differently. Now, let's try to define creative thinking. Creative thinking is the ability to think in new, unusual, and unconventional ways. Why do we need creative thinking? Here's an interesting quote. Have a look at it. So, to solve a problem, if we keep trying the same old ways, we will get the same old results. That is why we need to think differently, and creative thinking helps us to think different. Let's understand the purpose and focus of creative thinking. The ultimate purpose of creative thinking is to solve the problems. So, creative thinking is the process, and the outcome of this process is the solution for a problem. With this perspective, what should be the focus of creative thinking? The focus of our creative thinking should be on finding the solutions to the problems. We should not focus primarily on how crazy or extraordinary are the ideas. It is important that we focus on how the solutions are fixing or eliminating the problems. We should not focus on how dramatic and unusual are the solutions. So, we should not dramatize the creative thinking process. A solution can be an extraordinary solution, or it can also be very simple and ordinary one.